Smartphones. We use them every day, but don't know where they come from. Well, different parts come from all over the world. But in this video, we'll be focusing on the sapphire glass. Sapphire glass is found on the camera lens of the iPhone 5, 5C, 5S, iPad 3, iPad 4, iPad Air, iPad Mini, and the iPad Mini Retina, as well as covering the Touch ID fingerprint scanner found on the iPhone 5S. Apple uses sapphire glass on its products because it's the second most scratch-resistant product in the world behind only diamond. It's also very durable and very clear. Traditional smartphones today and tablets use Corning's Gorilla Glass for its durability, but sapphire glass is 9 times more durable. Even though the process of making sapphire glass is a long, tedious, and expensive process, it is worth it to make the iPhones and iPads a bit more durable. From mining the aluminum in Australia to adding on iPhones and iPads, the sapphire glass goes through a 5-step process. To make the sapphire crystal, you need bauxite ore, which contains aluminum oxide, copper, and iron. Australia produces about 1/3 of the world's bauxite ore and has 5 main mining corporations: Gove, Weipa, Huntley, Willowdale, and Boddington, but the one where Apple gets its ore from is from Gove. Aluminum is the most abundant metal in the world and third most abundant element after silicon and oxygen. Aluminum oxide is extracted from the earth in the form of bauxite ore. Bulldozers first clear the land above a deposit. Workers then loosen the soil with explosives, which brings the ore to the surface. It is then shoveled into trucks and shipped to the Arizona processing plant, where the aluminum is separated from the other minerals, such as copper and iron. The environmental consequences of mining aluminum includes getting harmful materials such as sulfuric acid, copper, lead, silver, cyanide, and zinc into nearby water sources. Apple's sapphire glass processing plant is in Arizona and run by a company named GT Advanced. It is processed here because of the cheap skilled labor and cheap land. The workers here are treated very well and paid very good. The aluminum oxide is separated from the iron oxide in the bauxite ore by mixing caustic acid, or sodium hydroxide, and heated under pressure, thus separating the two and forming pure aluminum oxide, which is also called alumina. This is known as the Bayer process. The process of making the sapphire glass and aluminum oxide is done by using the Verneuil process. The process is done by heating the aluminum oxide at 4,000 degrees and creating a sapphire seed crystal. Helium gas is then passed through the furnace. Heat and vacuum help purify the crystal. After partial melting of the seed, helium flow is increased to crystallize the seed further. The furnace is then held at a constant temperature while the seed grows. After the sapphire glass has grown in the growth furnace, it is then sliced and polished. It then goes through the roughener and the grinder before it is laser cut and polished. The sapphire glass is then shipped to Foxconn in China, where the sapphire glass, as well as the other parts, are assembled to make the final product. The iPhones and iPads are then shipped worldwide to Apple retailers and partners and distributors. The iPhones and iPads are then sold to consumers worldwide for them to enjoy. There are some rumors now that the iPhone 6 may have a full sapphire glass display to make it virtually scratch resistant. Well, now that you know where your iPhone or iPad sapphire glass came from, here's some fun facts. Did you know that the top 9 Apple executives make $441 million, which is more than what 95,000 Apple factory workers make? Or that Apple's third co-founder, Ronald Wayne, sold his share of the company for $800 in 1977, which is worth about $35 billion today.